Hello Aries, and welcome to Looking Glass Letterbox. Happy birthday to you. It is Aries season. This is a general reading for Aries for April of 2020. Excuse me. So with that in mind, it is general. It was not going to connect for everyone. Not everything is going to apply to everyone. But hopefully there's something here that will be helpful or beneficial or supportive to you as we begin to progress through the next zodiac year. It's very exciting. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and just jump straight into the reading. All right, so that you have options is meaningful. Rock on. If I could make just 2 wishes, I'd wish I could somehow convey to you the profound depths of my gratitude for every moment of your life. I'd also wish that you could somehow know of your unimaginable importance, just as you are now to the lives of so very many. And of course, I'd wish for even more wishes. You are such a good idea, the universe. That's a beautiful way to start out a year, a beautiful message to receive on your birthday. There are people out there that are grateful for you. There are people out there that are waiting to meet you and will be so excited when they do. There are people out there that you are significantly important to and love having you be a part of their life. And as you progress and decide where you want to go throughout the year ahead, at this point of initiation, realizing that you have support, that you are valuable, that the universe and the people that love you, that you are important to them, and that you have options available to you as you move forward. It's a strong place to start. That's beautiful. I love it. And then we have, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. All right, so that is especially applicable with what everyone's dealing with globally at the moment. There are a lot of things that many of us have come into realization that we are not in control of, and that can induce some trauma, and it can induce some conflict, and it can induce some fear. But recognizing that and then moving through that and learning from it, being aware of it, and taking steps to understanding and to refocusing our energies on where we are effective, where we can be effective, what we want to create, and how we go about creating that through the wisdom of learning through all of those efforts. It's a long progression towards wisdom that is going to serve you well moving into the future. So everything you've been through up to this point, you can consider and turn that into a support structure to help you to move forward and to support you into growth throughout the coming year. That's beautiful. It's going to serve you well. And then we have miracle healing. Okay, so there is something that some of you have made it known that you want to acquire, that you want to experience, that you want to achieve, a position that you want to hold, a relationship that you want to come into connection with. There is something out there that is on its way to you, that you have the options to navigate toward, that you have the wisdom to be in a spot to accept it when it does present itself. So if that is applying to you, keep your eyes peeled because the opportunity is going to show up for you at some point, hopefully in April. Hopefully this is an indication that it's approaching you within the next 30 days, but being aware and assessing your current position so that you are in a prime state to be able to receive that is going to be important. And then we have talisman, again, wisdom, earned wisdom. The talisman is about being in a position of taking those experiences, calling back to this card here, taking those experiences that you've had, the good and the bad, taking what you've learned from those things and condensing them into a wisdom and an awareness that is going to serve you well moving into the future. In the realm of choices and trying to get where you want to be, or in the realm of trying to acquire those things that you want to come into connection with. You've been through the cycle of making the same decision in the same circumstances a number of times and it not working out. But you're now at the point where you're aware, okay, I know everything I've tried that has not worked. there are options available to me that I am going to choose instead. I'm going to use the wisdom that I have gained and earned through my own experience, through trial and error, through success and failure. I'm going to take that knowledge and it's going to fortify me and sustain me and support me through the new options that are available to me, especially in light of this opportunity, this miracle healing or connection that is going to be presented to some of you. Strong start to the year. All right, and then we have the deer. All right, it's an earth energy. Beautiful, grounded. The deer is about being in a position of navigating and participating in an endeavor with grace and with nurturing and with steady gentleness, which with the youthful fire of Aries can sometimes be sporadic, and can sometimes be pop and fizz and a little bit more reactive in that respect sometimes. So with the deer energy here grounding you, this is going to be a sustainable application of purpose and endeavor with wisdom, with knowledge, with options, and with opportunity. This grounded deer energy that may be serving some of you is going to allow you to navigate that with grace and in a sustainable way to get you to the next point of development in a really strong space of actuality, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. All right, and then we have the Princess of Swords. Lovely innovation, planning, conceptualizing, getting your vision together for the future. Again, swords is air, so it is our thoughts, our communications, how we intellectualize our experience of the world, where we've been, where we are, and where we'd like to go, and how we decide to navigate to those next points, and how we recognize what is beneficial to us and what is detrimental to us. Princess of Swords, it's an innovative. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Innovative energy, a surprise opportunity, a surprise option that you may not have considered would ever be available to you to come into connection with. But she's about gathering the information and making the plan and deciding on the initial steps forward toward that long-term goal. Lovely. All right, and then you guys had 3 Wild Unknown cards come out. I just went with it. I'm going with all 3 of them. And you've gotten the Son of Cups. Lovely. The Fool and Transformation. Death. Fantastic. Okay, so the Son of Cups is about being very confident and secure what you have to offer, what you are bringing forward, and what you are magnetized to connect with moving into the future. This isn't a flighty, emotional sort of thing. This is, deep down in your bones, solid to your core, comfortable with your emotional requirements, with your emotional capabilities, and with what, in your heart and soul you are actively moving in the progression of coming into connection with. So some of you out there are definitely on the move to what is next, on the move to this opportunity that is going to present itself to you. Or that, with keen awareness, it may not present itself to you. You may catch it out of the corner of your eye because you're so steadfast and loyal and you know what it is that you're looking for. You're going to recognize it, when you see it. And then followed up by the Fool with your commitment and your emotional awareness and the depth of your sincerity in what it is you're moving ahead for. When the time comes to take the risk and jump off that limb, fall off that cliff into that new experience with the wisdom that you have, with your awareness of your options, and with the grounded, graceful energy influenced here by the deer, you're going to be in a very strong, confident, bold position to take advantage of that when it arises. So it may be a once-in-a-lifetime chance that's approaching you, and you are in a prime position to recognize it and receive it and jump off into death, which is transformation, into the next evolution of your experience, the next evolution of yourself. So whoever this is connecting with is primed for for what's new, for what's different, for what they haven't had before. They've done the work they need to do to gain the wisdom and the ability and the capability of engaging with whatever it is that's approaching, and they're solid. They're solid to the core on that is what they want, and that is the opportunity they're going to take. And when it presents itself, they're not going to hesitate. They're gonna move into that new sphere of transformation, into the next version of their experience. Lovely. And then we have the Tower. Okay, the Tower. The applicable thing here is that things outside of our control are being moved out of our way. Paths are being cleared. Collectively, globally, there is a shifting that is happening. I'm sure that we're all aware of what's happening globally right now. And we're in a unique position where the world is forcing us to slow down and be still and stay home, to where if you otherwise would not have had the time to consider your path forward or how you're going to get there or plan out or be in a position to actively engage with this opportunity that is approaching, to consider those things and to make plans and to set goals and to have the time to figure out how we're going to get there and how that's going to affect the foundations that we've already set up. But the things that have been standing in our way, that have been preventing us from moving forward, are being removed outside of our control. Things that we assumed were providing us with security and support that were false are being moved out of the way. And when those things are moved out of the way, that opens up space for new opportunity and new potential and the initiation of a new vision toward the future is going to be made available. And it's up to you to decide what to fill those spaces in with. What you say yes to is just as important as what you say no to. Don't say yes to something that you don't want to come into connection with, and don't say no to something that you really want to embrace. So be careful of what you're accepting and what you're rejecting. And if there's something in your sphere of influence that you do not want to be there, that you have the ability to move out of your way, don't allow it to be there. Let it be known, nope, I'm not connecting with this. I'm not making that choice anymore. I'm not going to that space anymore. I'm not allowing it to stay, in my space, whether that be in your thoughts, in your emotions, in your practical, physical spaces, whatever it is, there's a major shifting going on a macro and a micro level. So that is, it can be tumultuous, it can be a bit frightening, but with this here, the ability and the faith that you have to turn those experiences into healing and growth and love and wisdom, and the graceful, grounded energy of the deer is going to help you through that transition into that transformation. And then we have, last but not least, Ace of Wands. Perfect. Initiation, ignition, the first steps on the endeavor. Aries, definite Aries energy, youthful, bright, vibrant, excited, just pure potential, the pure potential of what's possible to step into, if that is what you would choose to do. This is completely, none of this is written in stone. If you're not aligning with this, if this is not for you, then that's okay. But if it is, if you are connecting with this, if you are resonating with this, if you do want to work with this particular set of information, it's still completely up to you how you navigate that. You have free will, you have free choice, and you choose how you choose to actively engage with this information is completely unique to you. So that is all that I have for Aries for April. I hope that was interesting or helpful or supportive for you. Remember to check your other sign placements, see what's going on in your rising, your moon, your Venus, to get a more detailed and complex picture of what may be happening for you or what you would like to consider moving forward into the new year. Happy birthday to you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, Aries.